Hello, my friends. Today I will show you how to make a dynamic block. This will be a dynamic window block that can change the width, length, and shape. Let's start by making the base of our window. For this, I have a prepared section of wall. Using the line, I start drawing the base of the window with a length of 1,500 millimeters. Now let's make quarters for our window on one side and the other. With the From function, you can easily select the starting point. The measurement of the quarters will be 65 by 120 millimeters. I draw a line to mark the glass with a thickness of 20 millimeters. Now we can start creating a block from these lines. We write the name of our block and select the starting point. I will choose it to be in this corner. Also check if there is a check mark here. Also, do not forget to choose non-repeating names for your structures. Now we are in the block editor. Here we need to use a polyline to draw the outlines of our two versions of the window. For the first option, I use a polyline and a vegetable outline and use the close command to close it so that it is complete. For the second option, you can use a polyline or the rectangle command. I use a polyline. Do not forget to use the close command, otherwise further manipulations will be impossible. To add more depth and visually separate the window from the wall, I change the line width to 0.50 millimeters. And for glass, I use 0.2 millimeters. The next step is to make two masks using the wipeout command. Select the wipeout command and use the polyline function to select the first variant. Do not delete the polyline. Repeat the action. Now we have two planes that will overlap our walls. To further customize our window, mark the mass and right-click and select Draw Order and click Send to Back. Now we can start customizing our dynamic block. To do this, on the left side of the screen, we have all the tools we need to do it, using the Parameters and Actions tabs. The first parameter we need is the linear function. We select the necessary point and move it up and set it in a convenient place for us. Then we will repeat this, only draw it from the top to the bottom, so that we can change the window to fit the walls we need. Now let's make it possible to expand and narrow the window. Now we need to insert a button through which we can change the type of the window. We can change the names to make them more convenient to use. I repeat this with all other parameters. For our parameters to work, you need to set them in action parameter. To do this, select the stretch function and click on the parameter that we will edit and select the direction using the arrow. Then mark the area that will be stretched and then the lines themselves. For the parameter to work correctly, it does not need to be selected. I hold down Shift and click on the option not to select it. Repeat the action. Now we will do the same thing just to adjust the thickness of the window to the wall. Now, to prevent the arrows from pointing at each other from the two parameters, click on the parameter and hide it in Properties and change the number of grips to 1 at the bottom. I repeat the previous steps and check if everything works in the block test. Every setting works perfectly. For more details, we can add some more parameters to make it more convenient to work with. For example, we can make a way to change the object in the disk type settings. We can make a list with already prepared dimensions. We can also set the maximum dimensions that we can use and the increment that we will use. I will enter 10 millimeters, 500 millimeters, and 2000 millimeters. And I will also change the settings so that the width of the window changes on both sides at the same time. Let's check how it works. I will set similar settings for other parameters. Now we can customize our visualization. To do this, open the Visibility States tab and create 2 new variants. Now choose one of the visualization methods and select the lines that we will not see in this option and click the Make Invisible function. Now switch to the next visualization variant and repeat the same process. Now we can see what our options look like, and we can also see both variants by clicking the Visibility Mode function. Let's check if everything works. Save changes. Now, to make the entire window overlap the wall, you need to select our window. Right-click, select Draw Order, and select Bring to Front. And now we have a great dynamic block that can be used in any project. Like and subscribe